I do not normally do lives, as most of my audience knows, but we have been trying and tracking for the last hour to get some visual on these craft that are appearing in the skies over Florida. There was a long, silent line of equidistantly spaced craft moving from north to south directly over the center part of the state, visible from pretty much the state line all the way south through Orlando. Somebody finally got a video of this up. I couldn't do it with just my smartphone because they were up there a ways, but I'm going to go ahead and play this guy's video. Northwest Florida Daily News just posted this a few minutes ago. Going to go ahead and play forward. See the little white dots? These things went on.
Line of lights. I have no idea.
There must have been 100 of them.
Silent.
And they stopped over, some of them, over where I'm at here in Palm Coast. And they were totally silent. This is probably the craziest thing. My ex-colleague, she's closer to Middleburg, Green Cove Springs. And so we were watching these things, and I'm in Palm Coast, to give you an idea of the altitude and the scale of these things. This thing went on and on and on and on and on. And one of them stopped, and it literally accelerated in a way that I've never seen anything in the sky accelerate. Most of you know I am not one to go totally overboard on crazy stuff. I try as much as I can to debunk conspiracy to the chagrin of a lot of my viewers, but this was no joke, what just happened over Florida. They're gone now. I think they're gone now. I went out there, and there's something up there. It's not Venus. Venus is really bright in our western sky right now, but these lights, these weren't aircraft. These were not Navy craft. This is not some like invasion of Venezuela type of thing where they're moving our type of assets south. That's not it. I have literally no clue what is going on with this right now, but it is breathtaking. It was a line. I'll play this again. This is the best footage, and I'm sorry, it really sucks, but this is the best footage that I've seen anybody put up so far. See these little white lights? I'll try to follow one here. And for some reason, whenever I go live with this camera, it won't zoom. Here's one. Here's one. No, absolutely no idea what these are. So give me 1 second. I'm going to try to bring up my own live, so to speak. So that I can see your comments. So that I can see your comments. So that I can see your comments. Is this really Starlink? Is this what this really is? Is this really Starlink? Is this what this really is? Is this really Starlink? Is this what this really is? Hold on. Is this really Starlink? Okay. If those were satellites, I don't know how one of them could have stopped dead in its tracks. Because there's just no way. Yeah, I know it's blurry. I'm sorry, but I didn't even know what was going on tonight. Anyway, if that's what it is, no big deal, but I know you can barely see any dots. My apologies for that. It was way too, for those of you that said drones, way too high. And just to give you, they were about here, southwest of Jacksonville, and went straight south. And I didn't know Starlink satellites could just literally stop right in the middle of the sky, hover for a while, and then take back off again. And it wasn't Whisper Springs. It wasn't moving away. I was looking at it north to south. Staring at it, I guess, pardon me, it was moving north to south, and I was looking at it from its west. So it wasn't coming at me or going away from me. Something was very, very odd about this. And what you just saw on that one guy's video, I didn't want to walk over it too much because it's apparently a professional channel. It wasn't just a private person putting it up. One of these things, it wasn't just a white dot. I saw 3 or 4 of these things that were much larger. I mean, a lot larger, and they had red and blue and green. And they were rotating. And like I said, one of them was, I saw one through the trees and then 2 came out of the trees. And they were right by each other. And then one of them, I mean, absolutely accelerated away from the other one at a rate, at that altitude, that thing had to have been doing Mach 6, Mach 7. So I really don't know, but it went on. If it was something that was going on during the Starlink that they were trying to cover, that maybe they said, okay, we've got this Starlink thing going on, we're going to do this other thing, so that if anybody says anything about it, we can just blame it on Starlink. And like I said, I don't just randomly stare up at the night sky. In fact, I was working out, I was on the treadmill, and my ex called me flipping out, saying all this stuff was going on in the sky, and so I walked out annoyed, and there it was. And I haven't found anything about it, other than that one little clip. And what he showed is what she described, but what I saw was something totally different. I saw the line of lights that were going by, but they seemed at this point to be closer to me than they were to my ex. And these weren't satellites. I was stationed in Arizona and for a long time, and you could go out in the desert at night because of the absence of light pollution, and you could look up real close and you could see cell phone satellites. You'd see these little green flashing lights that were just booking across the sky. And that's common. I've seen those before. But something odd happened over Florida tonight. And like I said, I don't normally just, every time something weird shows up in the sky, go turn on live for YouTube. Because usually it can be explained if you take a breath and you just do some research. And I looked and I looked and I looked and didn't find anything out about this. And like I said, by the time I pressed live, I had been looking into this for like an hour. So anyway, if it's Starlink, okay, my bad. You know, no big deal. You know, ha ha ha, the Maquis got fooled. No big deal. But what I saw, I didn't know satellites could just stop and move back and forth. So anyway, I will let you guys get back to your night. Sorry if it was a false alarm. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time.